Sure. So I think what one would need to do is to not make a quantum leap, but keep the traditional ways of doing things alongside while testing the new technologies. So, for example, let me talk about the train big business. I mean, it sounds it sounds a little ahead of its time. Can any of us really imagine studying in front of a television screen? But first of all, this is not like watching a television screen. It's a completely interactive solution. And to counter and not move away completely from the orthodox ways of learning or traditional ways of learning, we have put an assistant faculty in every classroom as well on the receiving end. So when we try and leap into something which might be way ahead of its time, you can't completely ignore the traditional ways of living and doing things that the consumer has been used to. So the leapfrogging will happen. Definitely it won't take as much time as it would have taken, say, 50 years back, because we have technology on our sides, and also the mindsets have opened a lot. I mean, today computer is an integral part of our lives. The first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is check my email. And the last thing that I do is probably check my email. And I'm sure it's quite true for all of us. Email is in our hand today along with our phones. So the mindsets have changed, but we can't possibly go 50 years ahead today thinking that kuch bhi chalega, So it'll have to be probably a slightly slower progression, but keeping in mind the traditional ways of learning, Yeah.
So, actually, if I may just taking a cue both from what Veena asked and what Satyam replied, and for everyone to perhaps consume a bit more on this, it's a pretty question, intense, and I'll tell you why. Let's take retail for example. Let's take Subiksha for example. And I think it is something that we ought to perhaps consider a bit. And this is not really about, because I think what Satyam is doing is really cool, because he's not into animation, he's into education. So he's actually, creating people who want to get, so that's okay. But if you look at retail, yes, indeed we are jumping the curve. And perhaps in the process today, at least not today, but just before the slowdown hit us and all these things happened, when we would look at business plans coming from youngsters, we would look at people coming up with projections on Excel sheet where you knew you were just simply dragging the cross and saying I'll open 60 outlets in 6 months in 6 cities, not having opened the first one. And if you correlate that with retail's evolution in the US, it took them 3 decades. Walmart, the way they evolved, the way they learned. So this whole mall culture that has come in, and I'm just using obviously this as an example to perhaps illustrate the question Veena's touched upon, and I think it's extremely critical, because let me also tell you that in terms of India, there are a zillion Indian categories inherited from India as India, which we are not even thinking and looking at. And this is just for general consumption. We are not looking at. Why is Bharatnatyam not becoming, a popular mass art form? Is it? It's not. Why not?
Why is salsa becoming a popular art form today instead of Bharatnatyam?
Yeah. Why is salsa becoming? So we are actually ignoring what we are all about and getting all of that here. Nothing wrong with that. Please do so. But think about it. Are we gaining? Yes, indeed. But are we losing? What are we losing out? And I think that is an extremely intense question and consideration. And to my mind, is there opportunity? I think tons of it. Can Bharatnatyam be made or can be equated to salsa? Yes, indeed. How is the opportunity? Is the question. Think about it. I think it's very important. So are we jumping the curve, and the point of the curve that we are joining, is it an Indian point? Because the fact is we've got tremendous tremendous legacy that we've inherited. How many of us are just looking at that? You know, I had someone, very interesting entrepreneur who came and met me. You know what he's trying to do in the travel and tourism business? And everybody comes and saying, I'm creating yet another, you know, internet play on travel and tourism. This gentleman said, I am going to, and his model was to explore dynasties that existed and come up with tourism packages which completely export an entire dynasty across this country. Now look at it, on the face of it there's nothing, frankly. But actually if you look at it, these dynasties were all over the place in the region. And typically you just have one fort or one point which is on the map or tourist map. He is actually doing research, coming up with content and offering it to the world, saying that you want to go out there and, as a tourist, go explore an entire dynasty. And he's creating a map one can travel around. You know, this is one point we really need to internalize, and I really would like to spend time on this, that guys, please do dig into the India that we have inherited.
It is called think globally, act local.
Yep. Think global, act local. But look at it. It's very intense. And, you know, maybe the question could also be, how will animation be Indianized?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we've got great stories into Amar Chit Katha.
Yep.
You know, we've got Panchtantra stories. We have so many stories that we've all grown up with. And those stories could easily be animated and presented to our kids, and I think they'll be extremely receptive to them, you know. So it would be actually presenting the old wine into a new bottle, as the old saying goes, you know. So I don't think we should not, probably shouldn't try to leapfrog so much that we don't realize what the middle ground ever was, you know. But probably use the culture, the heritage, and the India that we are so proud of today to communicate to the world, you know, and make them a part of it. Yeah.
You know, in fact, mythology, is also consumption driven. It's like the Kellogg story. Kellogg's came into India saying we'll change the breakfast habit of India, very proudly, with a cuckoo on the box and, you know, proteins and calories and all those written, and they targeted children. They failed in the first stint.
They should have told it as choda and doodh, right? Like this.
They failed a different way because they forgot, or they missed out on the point that the target audience were not children but the grandmother, the mother. Children don't buy Kellogg's and cornflakes out there, and the grandmother says, who the hell is this Kellogg's jo dabbe pe likhta hai, what is good for my child? I know what is good for my child because the breakfast, Indian breakfast table is so very full. Idlis and all of that. I remember one of my Maharashtrian friends came home, he comes from the ad industry, erratic lifestyle. He came in the morning, he saw the table full. And at least for breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning, there were about 6 varieties of stuff to eat. He clicked a photograph and sent it to his Gori wife out there. Look, I'm having breakfast. Point out here is, there is this intense Indianness which we, and I agree, we perhaps are not appreciating. And I'll tell you, no one else can appreciate that but you and me, but us. And we are losing out on that. Basmati, those guys stake the claim. Yoga is becoming more popular in the US than here. It's a very, very important point. And it is something you guys need to internalize. You know, it's something we've inherited. Yeah, so that's great. Excellent question, and I think this is good food for thought. So one more, please.
Yeah.
Hey, you've asked a question. Go ahead.
Risk analysis and all these, of course, it'll always be there. And are you not competing against somebody in a job situation?
Yeah.
You know, you always are competing against someone or somewhere, no matter what you're doing. But maybe the risk to reward element is much greater as an entrepreneur, in terms of the risk being slightly higher, and in terms of reward also being a lot higher. But if you are ever going to take that risk, why not now? Why do you want to take it at the age of 50 when you'll be a lot more vulnerable, and when you will have a whole family to support, and most likely you will be even at the age of 65 or, you know, thinking that, you know, what if I had?